Tracy Wolfson. Great to be back with you, and right back to the site of the last 3 AFC Championship games.
I tell you what, this is exciting. Arrowhead, first week of the season. Doesn't get any better than this, Jim.
Well, if you're the Cleveland Browns coming in here, Tony, what an opportunity for them. Week 1, right back again at the site where their turnaround season ended back in January.
You're not kidding. And right now you have a litmus test, right? This is the standard in the AFC. It goes through Arrowhead. We know it. The Browns know it, and they got an opportunity today to show everyone they're for real.
All right, Tony, so Kansas City elects to defer. So Butker to kick it to the rookie Felton. Back deep. That big leg of Butker showing it off here. All the way to the stands. And let's bring out Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns. What a year it was. Back to the playoffs. Won a game in the postseason at Pittsburgh. Gave the Chief fits here on January 17th, a 22-17 Kansas City victory. And now Baker Mayfield about to reassemble now this base offense. Almost everybody back intact on this side of the football. No Beckham today. He's inactive. Not ready to go after the pregame warm-ups where he tried to see if the knee was good enough to go. Sitting down. Handoff to Chubb. They'll work that left side, and they'll move the pile for only a yard or 2. Yes, this Browns offense. Now, in that game is interesting, Tony. You remember the left tackle, Wills, was injured on the first play of that game, and they ended up going to 3 tackles by the end of that game.
Yeah, it was obviously that happens, right? It's a war of attrition, especially last year, but right now they're back, they're healthy, and these guys are big, and they like to run the football. They need to get the lead early, Jim, and run the ball, just like Tampa Bay did to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
2nd and 8. And he'll go to the gun. Got the rookie Schwartz into the lineup, and he dumps it over to Chubb, who barrels ahead near the first down. He challenged Snead for that first down yardage, and he's got enough to move the chains. This Chiefs defense, the big headline here, Tony, no Tyrann Mathieu. Had been on the COVID list all week. He got off the list yesterday. We were waiting all day until the inactives reported 90 minutes ago. He's out. Yeah, and that's huge. He's a true Swiss Army knife. He plays multiple positions, defends multiple people, and now they got to adjust because this is a true challenge now to stop the run and the pass against this Browns front. First down for Cleveland. Back to the ground to Chubb. 3rd straight touch for him, and again it's Snead who forces him out after a gain of about 4. This Cleveland offense last year, with the backs of both Chubb and Hunt, able to do a lot of damage. Yeah, they do. It's a great 1-2 punch, and you'll see this team wants to run the football. Old school, right? They do a great job of running right downhill at you and then running wide and then play action. The biggest thing, though, Jim, Kansas City last year played a lot of man coverage, and they said, we want to make these guys outside beat us. They got to win the one-on-one matchups. They didn't do it as well last year. They have to today. Janovich, the fullback, comes back. Mayfield has to unload it quickly and is able to connect to Hooper for another first down onto the Kansas City side of the 50, and a pickup of 14. Well, you'll see the pressure off the edge right here. And that's Thornhill. Now that's a position where Matthew's there. And if you can feel that right away, you take off and you go hit the quarterback. Matthew has special skill set there, so you can't always depend on others to do that. But what a great start for Cleveland right here, Jim. And a great quick reaction by Mayfield to get that pass away quickly to Hooper for 14. Looking down the middle, he'll go there and unable to hold on to it as the fullback Janovich. Broken up by Hitchens. Let's get a little Romo report on your expectations when Cleveland's on the field offensively. Well, this came straight from the CIA, Jim, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. But like I said earlier, the Browns, if you can get an opening drive and score, you're able to continue to have the same game plan you came in with. You stay patient, the quarterback stays patient. Problem is the Chiefs are going to man you up. They're going to get their hands on you, and they're going to say, you got to beat us aggressively outside, and you got to throw the ball outside the numbers. You saw Kevin Stefanski, the coach of the year last year. What a debut it was for him. Makes it tougher without OBJ to throw it outside, though, isn't it? That's right, 2nd and 10. Stepping up and taking off. Mayfield was about to slide, and then he decided, I'll go ahead and try to get an extra yard, and he went up against Nick Bolton, the rookie who's getting the start here for the Chiefs, drafted in the second round out of Missouri.
You see a great job by Reed. I think that's an incredible pickup right there. Goes right around Teller, and if he had 6.5 sacks last year, right? I mean, that's huge. You already have Jones inside. Now you bring him in. You can move Jones to defensive end. And I think you're going to see that a lot today.
Not only are they without Tyrann Mathieu, you see OBJ, but that defense also without Frank Clark, inactive with a hamstring. So third down, 3rd and 3 from the 38. Baker goes back to the right side. Target is there, passes 2, and the Browns have a first down at the 22. That's the rookie Anthony Schwartz out of Auburn.
This was a scheme play. You get ready for this really all off season. 3rd down play is going to go up, run across the field by Schwartz, who's got incredible elite speed, Jim. That's going to help this offense a lot to take the top off the coverage. Roll left, roll left. Turn and fire back to the fastest guy with no one else over there.
Drafted in the 3rd round, Schwartz with a 16-yard catch on his first target of his career.
180! Is that?
Back to Chubb. Again, he'll go left side. But this time, he is shut down by Nick Bolton.
This is their 2nd round pick. Nick Bolton, you'll see 54 right here. Watch how he takes on the block. Coming around the edge right there. That's Bryant. And if they have a guy, and believe me, this is a true test for a young guy to come into this system. Steve Spagnuolo, so much to do, right? But he's smart. They love him. He's got a football mind, and he's got some speed and athleticism, Jim. And you saw right there, he's got power too.
2 tight ends again for the Browns on 2nd and 11. 1 on the play clock, and they get it away. Mayfield wanted to go long down the middle. Now rolling out. Fires in, and just too high for Njoku, who had a little separation.
Well, this is a great job by Mayfield of scrambling because everything's covered. But as he sits here and goes through all the progressions, Bolton's coming from the backside, and he makes the right decision. Just a little high, though. But see, you don't have to throw that one that high because the defender's not really able to see, right? His back's to you. A little safe on the throw.
This is the 10th play of this opening drive. They picked up 3 first downs to get to this point. To the 23. Kareem Hunt in the backfield for the first time. 3rd and 11. Mayfield's pass is caught, but it's made 3 yards short of the first. It's Hooper.
Well, this is it's a great job by Mayfield. I think they're going to go for this, Jim. This team goes for it. I mean, Coach Stefanski's really aggressive.
Well, they got Chase McLaughlin is their kicker, and he was on the injury report with a hamstring. He said that could impact some of our decision-making, and we're seeing it already.
You're right, and he goes for it 25% of the time anyway, which is a ton. That's 5th most in the league on 4th down. And you're seeing right here, Baker Mayfield
bypassing a 33-yard field goal attempt. The throw at the 10, it's caught for the first. That's the 3rd reception by Hooper on this opening drive, and he got position with Mike Hughes behind him.
I mean, this is a perfectly thrown football. Down and away to a position that only your guy can catch it. And the defender's coming right on your backside, Hughes.
Gutsy call on the road, a chance to put points on the board.
I love it.
And he went for it. 4th and 3, and they convert.
I wondered, like you said, is it because the kicker or just because that's who they are and they're coming in here to win? Combination.
Here's the handoff to Chubb, running to the right side, and he's all the way to the 4. Running behind Teller. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
What a great set of backs you have. You see Patrick Mahomes, it's a long time to sit there and wait on your first drive. You're so excited all season. I mean, he's been here 1,000 times, but it's going to be over 7 minutes by the time he gets the ball back and
take up half the quarter.
That's what you're trying to do, right? I mean, if there's a recipe to stop a great offense, and we've heard it
Keep 'em off the
forever,
field, right?
run the ball, take forever to score, but you got to finish these drives. That's the most important part of it.
Second and goal. It's back to Chubb. Chubb up ahead, near it, and it's a touchdown. What a start to the season for the Cleveland Browns. 13 plays, 75 yards, converting on a 4th and 3 along the way. And Nick Chubb takes it in from 4 yards out.
And Janovich does a good job on Sorensen, but really at the end of it, Chubb just gets through the arm tackle by Hitchens, and did he get it? Oh, yes, he did, Jim.
No question. So now what would have been the same distance had they gone for the field goal. Let's check out McLaughlin's situation. And again, 7 minutes and 7 seconds it took down the field for that opening drive touchdown. McLaughlin to attempt the PAT.
Well, and this tells us right here that they were going for it regardless of him, right? Because this is roughly the same area. And if you really were struggling about your kicker, you go for 2 here. So you could tell that he was going for that regardless of him, don't you think?
Well, I think it's a little bit still of Stefanski making a statement on the opening drive. I don't think you're going to go for 2 here regardless.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying if your kicker's not good at all.
Right. Well, they activated another kicker yesterday, Chris Nagar, but they did not put him on the active list. He's inactive today. So got a flag here. So they waited to see what McLaughlin's status was in warm-ups, and they went ahead with him even with a hamstring.
Defense number 95.
Now
you got another decision, right?
Yes, you do. You got an offside penalty against Kansas City.
You could easily try and go for it. And, you know, he's the kind of coach who goes for it. I think he's...
Now
yeah,
you
there
get
you go.
the penalty.
Yeah.
Now you go ahead and take the penalty marked off from the 2, and that will be half the distance down to the 1. You go ahead and bring out Mayfield and try to get the 2.
And you got a fantastic running, you know, just unit, right? The O-line's outstanding. The back's outstanding.
The back in this case is Kareem Hunt.
So these are the kind of plays that you sometimes go 3 weeks and never use, right? So it's like you have it 4 weeks, 5 weeks sometimes. You practice it, you practice it, you practice it, and you're like, okay, here's the situation. It's a 2-point. So it's not your just, hey, 3rd and 1 type of play. It's usually something pretty cool and special, right, Jim?
2-point attempt, you bet. Janovich, the fullback, Hunt, the tailback. They give it to Hunt. He's up and over for the 2. 8-0 Browns.
Do you know what they just did, Jim? They just ran goal line, and they said, we're better than you.
That Cleveland opening drive, 51 yards in the air, 5 of 7 for Mayfield, 24 on the ground. Chubb takes it in for the touchdown, and then Hunt gets the 2 over the top. And now McLaughlin kicks it. And 3 yards deep. It's Pringle coming out, tripped up, able to stay balanced and fight to the 20. And now Patrick Mahomes will start his 5th season, his 4th season as a starter, and what a stretch it's been since becoming a starter, leading the NFL in all these categories: wins, touchdown passes, over 300 yards a game. That's the best average. Hosting again the AFC Championship game each of the last 3 years, back-to-back AFC champions. Winning the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and then of course the performance in the Super Bowl that changed everything. Had them have to reorganize their front line as they get stuffed on the first play of the game. Edwards-Helaire as McDowell comes in the backfield. His first snap in a game since 2016 when he was in college at Michigan State. The Chiefs offense, this is going to be a big story here today. The offensive line completely reconstructed. All new starters here. Brown, Tooney coming over from New England. Humphrey, the rookie. Smith, Niang, who opted out for his rookie year last year after being drafted high.
Well, and they needed to do that. Everyone knew after the Super Bowl, right? But they haven't allocated resources to that in a long time. And boy, did they this year.
2nd and 12, and there's the favorite hookup of all. And that is Mahomes to Kelsey for 17.
Well, watch this right here. Here's going to come the fake, and now he's going to fire right in behind him. Boy, and I tell you right there, Mahomes.
Took a little hit from Garrett.
Well, it's a run pass option, which you're going to take hits sometimes, right? Because the the offensive line is like, run around me, we're handing it off. And the quarterback keeps it, and you better throw it right away.
First down. Edwards-Helaire this time able to pick up positive yardage before he is thrown back by Garrett and others. Clowney as well. This Cleveland defense, they went out and stocked up on some notable free agents. Brought in some guys that are great leaders, football players with a tremendous experience. Bring a lot of football savvy to this team, like Anthony Walker, like John Johnson. You'll see a lot of Troy Hill also in that secondary coming over from the Rams, just like Johnson. Second and 7. Sidearms it to Kelsey for another first down. All right, what a way to start the season for the Bengals. What a comeback by Cousins and the Vikings to take that to OT. But Cincy with an opening win has this division that the Browns reside in already, with Pittsburgh a win at Buffalo, Cincinnati a win at home in overtime. On first down, Mahomes to Edwards-Helaire, able to get around Harrison and gets the first down.
Well, and like you said, any win is huge, but opening day sends a strong message to everybody on your team, you know, the fans and everybody. So those are great wins for those. Today, both of these teams are trying to do the same. So we get a late flag here, Jim. By the way, you see what they're doing a little bit on this first drive. A little play action, a little bit of like I formation, 2 tight ends. It's like they've always spread people out and everything. And I was wondering, I'm like, with these big guys up front, now, believe me, this is a huge offensive line, Jim. Like, no one's this kind of size, I don't think, in the National Football League. And they're going to be able to just mash you forward. And I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have more time than he's had in the past in the passing game as well. Oh.
Whoa. That might be an early exit for Ronnie Harrison. Taking a swing at a coach on the Chiefs bench.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Kansas City bench, 15-yard penalty. Since they made the first down, it'll be 1st and 10.
Okay. They didn't see what Harrison did. The penalty is on Kansas City, and let's bring in Gene Steratore. There's a lot that happened there, Gene.
Yeah, there is, Jim, and you can see that Coach Reed is not happy. Now, obviously, something verbally must have occurred on that sideline. But Harrison's reaction there, I have to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a player take a physical push like that toward a coach before. I know New York could look at something if they wanted to, because there is a flag on the ground, and I would like to see if they're going to take a look at that action.
But that would, in most situations, if the officials saw it on the field, would be ejection from the game, right? Gene?
I would think that it would, Jim. Yeah, I mean, you've got an unsporting foul. That means there's something verbal happens from that bench.
Well, also,
but then that's
Gene,
followed by something physical, Tony.
Yeah. You see that foot down there? That's also why he's upset. Harrison stepped on a Chiefs player. Then he obviously punches a coach on the sideline. That's... if he's stepping on him and punching someone, we're getting into what you said. I don't know that that's allowed to stick around this game very long right there.
Yes, I agree, Tony, and I think that's why we're having a delay right now. And you
New
can
York's
see
called
Bill
it in, right?
Listening. Yes.
I don't think they saw the step initially.
No, this had to be something New York sent a signal back here. Hold on. Bill Vinovich.
After discussion, personal foul, defense number 33. Number 33 has been disqualified.
Yep.
Well, they got him. He's gone, and that's rightfully so. You can't do either of those things. And Andy Reid was right. I mean, that's your emotions, right? That's just a poor decision. Everyone's amped up to start the year, and you just get upset. Let's see what made him upset right here. So he's got coach comes over, pushes him off. He doesn't like it. Yeah, the coach shouldn't be pushing him off either, but Harrison gets caught there too. You can't do either one of those.
So I would say too, Tony, what we do as officials a lot of times there is you want to get the instigator, right? You just want to get the first foul. In most cases, that's the deterrent. That's why you very rarely see offsetting penalties of that nature or things like that. But in this situation, those are two defined acts, and I think that's a really good job of getting New York involved and seeing something like that. Totally agree with the intensity, but we've got to keep that intensity within the lines and not outside of them.
Hey, thank you, Gene. That was offsetting penalties and the expulsion for the game for Harrison. First down and 10. Mahomes, after all of that, he comes out firing, and he finds Tyreek Hill for a big gain inside the 20.
I love what the Chiefs are doing. They're bringing back from a few years ago the play action game. Two tight ends, I formation stuff. See a tight end? See a tight end? Well, you can block a lot of people. So now you're going to see the safety and corner. They're going to get back and get deep. So you just throw it in front of them.
And remember, you got a new safety out there, too. You have N.J. Stewart who comes in.
You're exactly right. You attack him right away. But the biggest thing is, like, when they get those big people in there, Jim, now it's really difficult because now he has more time. And they didn't quite have that package all the way together like they did a few years back.
That picked up 24. Going the other way with Hill. Can he get the edge? Troy Hill able to clamp that down and prevent the big gain.
It's always fun seeing some of this play designs by Andy Reid. And you see Troy Hill coming in making a great play. And I love what they did. The Browns, they went and got, they allocated their resources to the secondary, and they improved dramatically. You can hear the crowd asking for a
horse collar.
Yeah, looked like it might have been just the.
Well, Troy Hill they brought in from the Rams along with John Johnson, and they were part of the number one pass defense in the league last year, belonging to the Rams. They were a big part of it. 2nd and 6. In the middle and broken up by John Johnson, we just spoke of. Remember, they had Grant Delpit, who missed all of last season with an Achilles. He's inactive today, so down Delpit coming in, down Harrison on the first drive.
And watch this play right here. That's outstanding coverage. And this is where last year they had to play a little softer, right? Press, bail, keep everything in front of you. This defense was kind of playing to their strengths of what they had. Now you're going to see them be a little more aggressive. And you're going to see some of the coverages are more man. They're going to get up on you because they have the ability on the back end.
3rd down and 6. Nice breakup by John Johnson. Mahomes looking for help. On the run, finds Kelsey. And he's all the way down to the 1 with a flag on the field. Flags back in the offensive backfield.
And this is usually when it's holding, and sometimes they call because the other guy's hands in his face too.
Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
And they call Joe Tooney for the hold. Signing the big contract after great career in New England. The left guard. There he is right in the middle.
And he's just holding this guy up. And obviously, if it's at the point, we call it right in front. Everyone's going to see it. McDowell has earned the right for this sort of playing time. Very impressive camp. But tough as Kelsey in that red zone.
3rd and 16, all the way back to the 24. Flood the left side with receivers. Mahomes has time to go deep. Almost intercepted at the goal line by Stewart, who came into the game once Harrison was ejected. We got another penalty.
Offside. Defense number 95.
Garrett.
5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
He jumped just a touch before the snap.
Yeah, it was just the voice inflection from Patrick Mahomes gets him to go, and that's the difference, right? You're at home, you get that advantage, and Garrett's is fast in the league. Right here on the edge, the little jump, and he's really, for a guy that size, Jim, he gets off the ball as fast as anybody in the National Football League. It's really impressive, and this is the kind of guy who has the ability to be Defensive Player of the Year. He's been dominant for 3 straight years.
3rd and 11 from the 19. Mahomes slips away, throws on the run. Robinson not able to make the cut to get there. 2 yards short. Johnson able to bring him down. Mahomes looking to the sideline like he wants to go for it. Butker was trotting onto the field. He comes back to the sideline.
Well, you can go ahead and play this. Look at all these guys in the middle on defense. The biggest thing is that people are going to come over, come up here. They're going to get a whole bunch of guys. This is the Chiefs. They run everyone up in there. And so many teams aren't prepared for it, and they give up so many big plays. The Browns did a decent job of that last year, and they keep everything, no explosive plays. That's how you have a chance against the Chiefs. Keep them out of the end zone, nothing big.
So they decide to go with Butker. With the short field goal attempt, 28 yards. Butker missed only twice last year, 25 of 27. Easily one of the biggest legs in the game, and he drills it. Back here in Kansas City, Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. We're calling it from the Lynn Dawson broadcast booth. Lynn was born in Alliance, Ohio. Great Hall of Famer. Played a couple of years actually for Cleveland way back when. And one of the great legends of Kansas City sport. And Butker again through the back of the end zone. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, Jim, one of the big questions, you mentioned it coming in, was would OBJ be able to play 10 months after that ACL surgery? He did practice in the preseason, but he took no contact. Kevin Stefanski telling us yesterday it would all come down to pregame warmups, how comfortable he felt, and how many plays he could play. And obviously that wasn't the case. Odell telling me walking off, he'll be back soon, just not today.
You know, Tony, we watched him go through that warm-up, and he did not look fluid. He did not look as loose as you would want him to be to play, and they set him down.
Yeah, and they did. And the reality is the coach says, you got to tell me the truth here. If you can't play 50 or 60 plays, you're hurting our football team. And he told them honestly, and I love that. That was a great decision by Odell.
Down the field, wide open is Schwartz, and the rookie tries to catch it on the rebound, and he does. He bobbled it, but going to the ground, he somehow was able to pull it in for 44 yards.
Wow, this kid is lightning.
Wow.
He does come down with the catch, and you could see they had a plan for him coming in. They come down, and this is the shot. You get a guy who's really fast, you're going to be able to take shots downfield, and they have that guy now, right? I mean,
I'll tell you what I've seen, yes.
I mean, that's an amazing catch, but I'm saying you saw it earlier, right? They designed it to run across the field, and on this one, I know you get an opportunity, but he ran right by the safety in the corner to the side, and no one, I mean, that's rare speed right there. This guy's, oh, wow.
That's 2 catches, Tony, for 60 yards in this first quarter.
180! What's that?
Now on bootleg. That's to Bryant. The other tight end, he's got another big gain, at least 15 it is. Give him 16. Actually, 17-yard gain.
It's just a great job to see the tight ends over here. This is the read, but here's Schwartz coming across. So you're going to see the play fake. And as he comes out, he throws the ball to Hooper or Bryant there. And Schwartz was open again, too. What great play design. You know how hard it is to get 2 people open on a play in the NFL?
Hunt, the running back. Mayfield's thrown for 112 yards already.
180!
Chris Jones is out for this snap. And it's Hunt. Off the right side for 1, maybe 2. Which probably run out the first quarter. Brought down by Armani Watts.
And you're seeing Cleveland's game plan, right? In the run game, they're actually running away from Chris Jones. Kansas City's done a good job moving around.
They're going to get another playoff here before the end of the quarter. 2nd and 9. No, they won't.
They just try and get him off sides. It's a great job trying to get a quick one, you know.
Only the 2nd time ever. An 8-3 game after 1 quarter. It was Pittsburgh-Miami game back in 2016 had that score. 8-3 Browns and driving to open up the 2nd.
How does that even, like, who comes up with that? Hey, let's just randomly look if this is the 2nd time ever this has happened.
Our stats man extraordinaire. Now, the Browns.
Game's over, Jim. They're 6-0 and leading after the first last year.
That wasn't quite that.
What a first.
That was esoteric. 2nd and 8 to open up quarter number 2. 4-man rush down the middle and completed to Njoku. It's hot out there today, Tony. Right at about 90 at kickoff.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And I don't care who you are, you're never prepared to play this many plays. You know, coaches are doing a good job rotating players in and out. But this is different, especially when you're not a Florida team that does it, you know, game in September.
We've seen Chris Jones being rotated in and out of that defensive front already.
Exactly right. They're doing a good job with that, and he needs that because he's playing on multiple positions. How big is this one now? If you're Kansas City, you really need to you need to stop right here. Chris Jones in.
3rd and 4. They toss it over to Hunt. Hunt's got a blocker in front of him, and he's about a half-yard shy, running behind Conklin. 4th and a foot. Well, if you went for it on 4th and 3, why not go for it from 4th and less than a yard?
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're going to go for it. There's no decision. These guys don't. That's like literally just breathing.
Yep.
But that's because you have a great offensive line and a great running game, right?
And he got 3 tight ends that are brought in for this snap.
Well, remember last time on the goal line, they went goal line, which means no receivers, anyone out wide. You run it this time, you'll get a guy wide, and you'll say, hey, if he's one-on-one, we'll throw it. But most likely, we're going to hand this football off.
It's Hunt, running back. When they hand it off, they trick him a little bit. The inside handoff, and that's Landry. Oh, twice rotating around, and they're going to spot him down. I thought he might have crossed the goal line. Oh boy, Wills.
Well, it's a great play call because the leverage of the defensive line trying to shut down something in the middle so you only have one guy wide.
I think he might have crossed.
I think so too. And talking about Landry, right? He's such an unsung hero.
Does a little bit of everything, but the leadership is off the charts.
You asked a great question this week as we watch this. See if he gets in or not.
Here's the point where before he gets pushed backward, I think he crossed the plane right about there.
Yeah. The only way we'll tell is down the line.
But again, here it is. Watch this one part as Snead comes in on him. He again spins around right
touchdown.
There.
Touchdown.
That looks like touchdown.
Yep.
Bryant sees it the same way looking down the line.
Yep, right there. You can draw it.
But Browns fans holding their breath for a moment, not only on that, but because of Jedrick Wills shaken up and able to come to his feet now. This is where he got injured again a year ago or a season ago in the first play of the game.
Cleveland is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was short of the goal line. Timeout.
Well, the chief cheerleaders might be dancing, but the fans aren't, because during the break they ruled it a touchdown. Touchdown on that 4th down play. Landry broke the plane.
And what a start. 2 drives, start the year, come right down. Take off 7-some minutes on the clock on the first one. Impressive right now. If you're a Browns fan, you better be excited. That's really tough on the road.
Chase McLaughlin, extra point try. And he nails it. 2 75-yard drives by the Browns the first 2 times they have the football. This one took only 6 plays, set up on the long throw to start it to Schwartz.
And we knew that this team, and ooh, that's big right there.
Well, we saw him roll an ankle, by the way, during commercial.
Yeah.
And that happened on the touchdown play, on the 4th down play.
And they're going to go in and get it x-rayed and see exactly what it is, right? No speculation. You don't know yet. But like your point, those 2 drives, we knew Cleveland, right, with this offensive line, they're coming back. And they're going to be for real. People are like, well, was it a one-time? Like, no, this is a big physical football team who can run the ball, and they play really smart, and they match their run and play action, and that's tough to deal with, and it will be as long as these players are there.
Nothing wrong with McLaughlin's leg on that one. Earns the touchback.
And the Browns were coming back, and that game got real tight, real fast, and you're seeing that the Browns were good then, and they still are.
Here's Henney to Hill. And that's Ward on the tackle. There's some play call by Andy Reid.
Oh, my gosh.
You remember, there was a certain belief that
he had the guts of steel. The
right?
guts of steel, Jim.
Somebody said they're never going to snap it here. It's all an act.
He's never going to go ahead and throw a ball on that. And you see, he's always had, he's always had the guts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The kind of that you're sitting there saying, it's not risky for him. It's just what he does. And Stefanski's shown today the exact same gumption.
4th down conversions on both touchdown drives, and the second one going for a touchdown, in fact. There's the handoff for a short gain for Edwards-Helaire.
And you see, running the football here, this is one thing, talking to Coach Reid, we look back at the Super Bowl and everyone wants to analyze what could have been and everything. And he's done a great job. No finger pointing this year. This staff has everyone. There's we watch the tape. They didn't bury the tape, Jim. A lot of teams say, forget about it. We move on. We go forward. They have it in all the cut-ups. And I love that because if you're a competitor, you're an athlete who wants to be great, you want to see how to improve and be better the next time.
3rd and 1. Short one. And they go with Burton, the fullback. He's stacked up, but he's going to have enough for the first. Well, that's the game. You can try to cut up the tape and read a lot into it, but let's not forget that Kansas City led 19-3 at halftime and had almost 300 yards.
Yeah,
Kansas City led 19-3 at halftime, and then in the second half, Cleveland comes back. Penny's the quarterback. They started to run the football.
No, you're right, and that's the game against these two, right? Because I was saying the Super Bowl, but yeah, in that game against Cleveland, it was like Kansas City was the better team, right? In that first half, it looked like it. But I think Cleveland found in that second half that kind of stuff they're doing now, similar formation, similar runs, and they're marrying stuff to it.
Look at this play in the backfield by Clowney. Able to bust across and bring down Hill for a loss of 7.
And this is a great pickup, I think. Last year, when you see Clowney right on the bottom of your screen, you always had incredible length, athleticism. But he has tackles for loss throughout his whole career. That's not abnormal. Last year, no sacks, right? But the system is different here. He's going to attack in this system, and I think he'll be a little bit, better at what he's great at, which is going right away, not read and reacting. And I think that's a great pickup for them.
2nd and 17. The crowd has been taken out of it so far. They've had a couple of conversions to Kelsey on 2nd and longs. They got the flags are flying, and this pass down the field, in and out of the hands, through the hands of Stewart of the Browns.
Offside. Defense number 90. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
And Clowney trying to get the jump so we could get another one of those tackles for a loss.
Well, watch this. Look at how deep these guys are. This is how you're going to play them. At the snap, here's Tyreek Hill. He could run anywhere up here. So they're going to go ahead and let him run through the middle. And they're like, nope, we're going to have 2 guys back here on him every time. And obviously Mahomes throws that ball up because of the offsides. But they're not going to give up big plays in that middle of the field like a lot of teams do. Good job by Coach Woods.
Joe Woods. His defense trying to come in on Nicole Hardman, and they do. They close in on him after a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 7 coming up. 3rd and 8, somewhere around that.
That's a good job. Patrick, just staying patient. That was one of the keys I said, because this team's going to make you have to drive the field. They get a lot of guys deep. So just take what they give you underneath, move on, get a couple 3rd downs. And the city's always going to be in the mix by the end of games, right?
Well,
except for the Super Bowl. That was the only time ever that we've ever done it.
Still can't figure out that game. Where their offensive line, though.
Well, that's so hard for Patrick to
torn apart. Here's 3rd and 7. In the middle for the first to Hill.
Tyreek Hill lined up in that tight end position. Run up. Oh, they're all deep. Stop. 3 guys around him, but it's so hard to defend. And when he's in that 3rd position, it's so difficult. And whoa, what a hit by Malik Jackson and Mahomes.
4 catches in the game already for Tyreek Hill. Mahomes plants the feet, wanted to launch it, double coverage down the field on Hill, though. Lobs it over the top and knocked away, incomplete. That's Ward reaching around and defending on Hill.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's a pass interference or not, but look at how long he's got to run with Tyreek Hill. This is incredible by Ward. Nobody stays with him this long and times it. Ooh, he might have got there a little early, though. I give him credit for running with him across the whole field, but I'm with Patrick there. I think that was a little early, and he got away with one.
Sets up a 2nd and 10 at midfield. And that's Pringle. Set up another 3rd down for the Kansas City Chiefs. 3rd and 4, running into the arms of Anthony Walker. Again, another one of the postseason free agent signings. Walker coming over from Indianapolis. And I'll tell you, Joe Woods will tell you, he took command as the quarterback of this defense right away. Kind of an underrated off-season signing by this Browns defense.
Yeah, and just like, Johnson, Hill, like all these guys are a little bit, but add them all together and it's ding, ding, ding. Well, you see, watch out here. Once again, he's there. So going to go deep or stop? Because everyone's deep. He's going to go past him.
Down the field they go, and he's open. Hill. There were 2 Brown defenders in the area, but the pass was perfect. We'll check the flag on the far sideline at the 43-yard line.
Well, just that position at tight end, right? I tell
Offside.
you.
Defense number 95.
He just runs
Penalty
past him.
decline. Result of the play. First down.
Oh, and if you stay deep, he stops. But
They would have had a first down anyway because Garrett jumped for the 2nd time in this game. And he's hit after the throw.
one of the more underrated aspects in the National Football League as McKinley hits another shot on Mahomes is the ability for a quarterback to stand in knowing you're going to take the hit and deliver the ball under duress. It's a great trait. Patrick Mahomes done it his whole career. He's one of the true special ones at it.
3 third-down conversions on this drive. This is the 10th play of this series. Play action fake, and again, down the middle. It's Kelsey bouncing around to about the 2.
That's an incredible throw. Kelsey with a great route, but watch, there's not a lot of room here. But Kelsey finds the zone, and he does as good a job as anybody of giving the quarterback a window. And Mahomes throws it back shoulder because it protects his receiver.
Well, they haven't scored a touchdown since midway through the 4th quarter of the AFC Championship game. Touchdown throw to Kelsey. Remember, none in the Super Bowl.
Uh-oh, Jim, trick formation, trick play, here you go, get ready for it.
1st and goal. There it is, throwing it inside, and the Browns are wise to it. What tipped you off there, Tony?
When I just thought Mike Remmers
Yeah,
was just looking like his eyes were big.
because the football's coming his way.
And I was like, Remmers is getting this ball. When he walked out of that huddle, I was like, why are his eyes so
And the
big?
officials did announce him as an eligible receiver. Not that anyone was going to pay much attention to it. I guess the Browns did, because they shut it down for a loss on the play.
That's hard to do now. And they get ready for all this. You know, Kansas City, they're good when they run those plays.
2nd and goal. Here's Mahomes backpedaling, being chased, able to elude, and now will run for it, and he finds it. Touchdown, Kansas City. At one point, he was being chased. He was all the way back to about the 20-yard line. And then he just found room, said, I'll take a little bit more, and found an opening.
Watch this, Jim, okay? This guy's unbelievable, his instincts. You're going to get him, you're going to get him. Nope. That's one. Go ahead and play that. Goodbye to McKinley. Now next. Okay, I'm going to throw it over here. I'm going to throw it over here. You? Nope. 2, 3, 4.
Not a
wiggle.
Mack Wilson was the last guy that he was able to dodge. And now Butker's extra point makes it a 15-10 game. Now that you see what the Browns have done, and meanwhile, the Chiefs just completed a 75-yard touchdown drive of their own. 4 total drives in this game to start, each one going at least 70 yards, and 4 scores. 3 touchdowns, a Chiefs field goal on one of those drives. What a start to the season. 6.5 to go in the 2nd quarter. Butker, this one will be returned, only going to fly to about the 6. Belton. Rookie out of UCLA, not able to kick it into gear. The great coach Hank Stram had the honor of working with him years ago, the late Hall of Famer. His widow, Phyllis, her home evacuated during Ida, but everything was fine. And yesterday, Phyllis celebrated her 92nd birthday. Happy birthday, Phyllis. Here's Chubb. Running around the right side. Look at him with the flag coming out. Didn't appear to be anything there, Tony. And he scooted ahead for about 10.
Yeah, and they just didn't get set. Illegal formation here, and he's so good, like you said. If you played fantasy football, you'd probably love to have him if anyone would trade you if you ever in the league, if someone would do that.
Illegal shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
You wouldn't want to go against him.
The way he's calling it, perfect right now. But now, this is the big one. The crowd's getting into it, and Jim Nantz is getting ready.
Loving it. That was that last drive stirred this crowd. 1st and 15. As Mayfield completes it and gets about halfway there. Schwartz is seeing the ball come his way now for a 3rd time. That one goes for 9.
That's just an outstanding job by Baker Mayfield of scanning the field. And if you watch, look at, he went in, out, then he comes all the way back and throws the ball. That's a progression. See how quiet his feet were? That's a guy who's developed, and you're seeing him really get to know this offense at a high level and execute.
There is the new left tackle with Wills carted to the locker room. Chris Hubbard takes his spot, 2nd and 6. Toss it to Schwartz with Mayfield out in front. And Schwartz able to pick up a gain all the way out to about the 40, a gain of 17.
And these are the type of plays. I mean, this is wide open. And this is right here. I mean, you see they got all these design plays for Schwartz, as they should, because
look at Baker.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's see this one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, on Sorensen. This is a defense again without Tyrann Mathieu, and the Chiefs have not been able to stop Cleveland so far.
He might have sniffed that out faster than some of the other guys. That's where you miss him.
First down. Set up a screenplay to Chubb. Chubb able to turn it on for another first down. And let's go down to Tracy.
Well, Jen, you mentioned Jedrick Wills Jr., the left tackle, carted to the locker room. It is a left ankle injury. His return is questionable.
Here's how it happened. Watch him right there rolling that left ankle on what turned out to be a play that on replay and review turned out to be a touchdown.
And we're going to see how this plays out because Hubbard's come in. He's done fine before. I just feel like this whole line, I mean, they were rolling, right? I mean, they had some holes, and it still looks fine here, but without him, that makes a difference, especially on 3rd down.
It's first down on this occasion as Mayfield completes to Landry, an 8th consecutive completion by Mayfield. Let's go back to JB and Boomer with an update.
I love that, JB. I tell you, I was going to play basketball in the NBA, but I just decided to switch.
Well, you were All-State in Wisconsin. Look at this throwback. Oh, my gosh. Landry, who was 4 for 4 last year throwing, decides to pass that option. Gets tackled around the face mask, it looked like, by Noddy. And the flag is out. Boy.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 91. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
All kinds of things could have happened here. The Mayfield's throwback to him was a little high. Landry snagged it and was looking to throw.
Oh, yeah, and you see the penalty at the end, but this was a design throw because he has the highest quarterback rating in the league at 4 for 4 for 1,000,000 yards.
Yeah, and 1 touchdown last year.
And you were talking about me being
and I asked him yesterday.
All-State. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's better than me at throwing. Although I can make it rain out here if I had.
No, you and Karan Butler, first team All-Wisconsin.
He
senior in high school.
I'm telling you, if you watch him before a game, he throws the ball at a crazy high level for a wide receiver.
I asked him yesterday, when are we going to see one? And, you know, he couldn't give it up. But they had it in the playbook.
You were right. You did try and get it out of him.
180.
Back into the red zone, putting together another great drive as Chubb has all kinds of room, and he can walk right into the end zone for the touchdown. Batonio helped blow that up. An open lane of 18 yards. I don't believe he was ever touched.
I mean, this is really just what makes the Browns so difficult. They've had the ball for so long, and you almost wonder, watch this whole window right over here. This is literally going to be as big a hole as you're ever going to see in the National Football League. Untouched.
Tell you, Hubbard on that left side, Batonio, they just completely dominated, and now the Browns 3 for 3 on touchdown drives. This one going 81 yards. Extra point is good. Remember, they had a penalty to start the drive that had them back at 1st and 15. We're back at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium with the Browns leading the defending AFC champions 22-10. Nick Chubb last season. Look at all these numbers. They got that extension for 3 years, $36 million, and looking like a lot of value out there today, no question. Here's the kick to Pringle, and again, unable to get it back to the 20. By the way, that special teams tackle was by the Browns rookie Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. It's their 2nd round pick they're excited about having out of Notre Dame. He's on the field right now, standing at the 23-yard line, far side. pass complete to Hill for about 9 yards. And this offensive line, yeah, it's young. I mean, they've never had an NFL snap. Their first NFL game from the center to the right side. Trey Smith, the rookie out of Tennessee, and Louis Niang was opted out last year, so after being drafted high. That left side, a bunch of old guys.
I want to know who's changing those diapers on those young guys right there. Is that Mrs. Courtney Nance or Mr. Jim Nance?
Real old guys on that left side, 2nd and 1. On the run, wide open again is Hill, getting lost in the secondary. And Walker slams him down. So the league put up 5 games this week that have matchups with playoff teams from a year ago, and of course got the matchup here of 2 that met in the divisional round. I'm not sure anybody saw it kind of going at this pace this early, with the Browns going down 3 for 3 on touchdown drives.
You're underselling. You said exactly this would be the score at this time, but it's such great offensive, efficient football. These quarterbacks are on fire, but they're really just running the offense, and this is what happens there.
They're coming after him. Coming after him to throw it away. It's only the 5th incompletion by the 2 quarterbacks combined, who are 26 of 31 so far.
Well, and this is really in the beginning of the year, especially this first game. Defenses are always scared because they're like, what did you do, on offense to come up with really all this trickery, right? So you're kind of scared, so you call the games, a certain way. Now, this team just played each other last year, right? So this is like the 5th quarter for Cleveland, because their season ended with this same team. So I think they had a little better beat on their tendencies and stuff, but they're too good to hold them down for too long.
Here's a 2nd and 10. Pass got tipped at the line of scrimmage. One of the Brown defenders reaching up and getting a hand on it. It's Malik Jackson. Jacksonville, which is what the Saints wanted to do, knowing that Green Bay hasn't had all that much success in the state of Florida. Look at Jackson.
Yeah, and Jackson, a couple big plays today. Now watch. This is where they get man-to-man. See all this? Oh, these are closer. They used to bail all the time.
3rd and 10. Down they go. Oh, and that one wobbled a bit, and it draws a flag. Troy Hill was the Cleveland defender.
Well, the biggest issue was that the left tackle doesn't block.
Pass interference. Offense number 10. Penalty decline. Result of the play. 4th down.
Here it is on Hill.
And it's a great decision. I mean, it's an interception. They called it on Hill, right?
Yeah, it was Hill on Hill, just to clarify. They called it on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, they should.
Yes.
You see right there that, I mean, Garrett comes scot-free, so Mahomes has to throw it way earlier than he should have because it was just a miscommunication. Brown doesn't block him, and that's the key, right? We said disrupt O-line communication. They did that there. Big stop.
First punt of the game. In fact, Townsend had 0 punts against the Browns in the divisional round, so bounces at the 5. Chiefs are standing right there where they should be. Oh, they think Cleveland touched it.
Well, Cleveland did touch it, but it touched the Chiefs, so you're allowed to, Jim.
Chris Lammons was the one who picked it up.
Once it touched the Chiefs.
Yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Now you're allowed to try and grab it and run out, and it's always really risky, but it's not. The ball comes right back. So let's see, as long as it touched the Chief here, right there.
Yeah, Winchester, the snapper.
Kicking team have possession of the ball. It's dead at that point. 1st down, Cleveland.
Chris Lammons says, you know what, I'll take it. But look at the timeout situation. Look where the ball was spotted.
This is huge. This is one of those moments where, as a coach right here, you want 2 things, right? We got to get 1 first down. As you watch this again. But each team has 3 timeouts, Jim, correct?
That's it.
Okay, well, right now, Kansas City's going to get a 3-and-out here, gets great field position.
Stefanski telling us yesterday that the biggest home field advantage in sports is when you're on the road and you're backed up right around the end zone. And that's what the Browns are facing right here with 1:31 to go in the first half.
You got to protect the football, Cleveland. And right here, you're trying to stop the run and get a safety.
That's Hunt able to get it out for about 5 yards.
That's amazing. I would take a timeout if I was Kansas City here.
And they do. Standing. We haven't had a touchdown pass in the game. All 4 touchdowns have been by rush.
Well, and this game's really simple, right? For the quarterbacks, they're doing outstanding because the guys up front are doing really an outstanding job. Right now, the defensive line for Cleveland just did a little better on the last drive. But right here, Kansas City's, I mean, to get 5 yards from the one when you know they're running, that's not good for Kansas City. They're in trouble right now, Jim.
2nd and 5 from the 6. They go back to Hunt. Hunt's taken off. Hunt hurdles up to the 20-yard line. That's the Kareem Hunt they saw in Kansas City when he came out of Toledo as a rookie, drafted in the 3rd round. Watch him just go right past Chris Jones.
And Jones is trying, but he really has to go through 2 guys, Teller and Conklin, and then Chubb with a leap. And an extra 5 there at the end. That was Hunt on that one, actually.
Chiefs were charged a timeout with the injury to Hitchens, so Kansas City with 1. Browns have 3. How aggressive do they want to be? 1st and 10 from their own 21.
Well, I think right here you're in a position where everyone's like, you don't want to get it back. I'm now confident right here. I'm like, we're going to run our offense. It's our 2 minute. You can be smart, but you need to make sure, A, you protect the ball. That's number 1. But you can go ahead and attack now, Jim.
Mayfield guns it, and it is right on target to Njoku. And they are already in field goal range.
They should take timeout, and they just did. What a throw. What Baker Mayfield just did right there was crazy high level. That's a number 1 pick, a draft type of throw. I mean, watch where he has to thread this needle. Looking left, slides in the pocket, resets his feet, and in between the 2, and he makes it at a high point.
One of the best throws I've ever seen him make.
I agree with you.
43 yards it goes for.
So impressive how efficient this first half is by this offense.
So they've had a 44-yard pass. They've had to Schwartz, now 43 yards to Njoku. They've rushed for 98 yards. There are 284 yards of offense on the road.
They're just making the game simple. When you can run the ball like this, it's like you talked about, JB said Jabbar earlier, and I've used this reference for. When you can just throw it in, guys go stand out there. I'll throw it to you for a 3-pointer that's open, otherwise I'm taking it. That's what they're able to do. And then Baker making the key plays, it's huge.
1st down from the 36 of the Chiefs. They started at the 1. Mayfield just throws it away. It's only the 3rd incompletion of the game for Baker, who's thrown for 186 yards.
Well, and this is interesting because they came up and played man-to-man, which they did last year, and they haven't done that much today. And I think you're going to see Kansas City adjust here. And without the Honey Badger, you probably didn't feel very comfortable, but they have to. I mean, they're running the ball too well. You got to take your chances. But if you do, watch out for Schwartz. He's right down on the bottom of your screen. He'll be in that 3rd slot. He'll have an opportunity here.
2nd and 10. Mayfield going deep with it, and that was Schwartz the target. Well, it didn't take long for him to have a lot of confidence in the 3rd rounder out of Auburn.
And he just stopped his route. I mean, as he's running it, you'll watch Schwartz coming in right here. Little pick route, going to go up the side. And now keep going. Why would you turn outside your shoulder there? That's just a young guy thinking you're not going to get the ball. The reality is you're covered, but you're not covered. Back shoulder, it's just one-on-one.
You got 37 seconds. You got a 3rd and 10. You got the wind at your back. If you call on McLaughlin, it would be from here about 54 yards. It's Mayfield going to dance out of pot. They're going to have a holding call on Cleveland as he throws to the end zone over the head of Njoku.
Well, and that's huge, right? You were just talking about the field goal. How far would it have been?
54.
Now you're going to take him back and out of it. He's definitely going to take him back. I'd be shocked if he didn't. Back to 3rd down.
Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Well, Teller making the most out of it. I mean, seriously.
Nothing left to be said there other than Chris Jones, you won that battle for sure. Okay, so Jim, right here, how far are we looking at?
Got 3rd and 20.
64-yarder, right? I'm just basing off of 10 yards when you said 54 before, but I can't do the numbers
It's
quick.
asking too much, busted too much time, so you wouldn't try that and give Mahomes.
Nope, you're not having to get the first down here. You're trying to get yards to get a field goal attempt.
Mayfield is taken down at the 42, and there's Chris Jones.
And guess what? Hubbard's in because Wills is out, and you get that one-on-one matchup. And look at Jones right here, 95, throws Hubbard. And that's a scary thought when he's come bearing down on you, one of the best defensive linemen in the game. And when they need him the most, he comes up.
And that will run out the first half with the first sack by either team to close it out. Clock's run out, but now somebody's saying there was a timeout called.
Well, it would
be by Cleveland, because Cleveland will try to heave one, I would think, given the chance. Why not?
Well, you should.
Might as well. Except I know you quarterbacks hate to just put yourself in play for an interception at the end of the half. We saw that Thursday night at the end of the half. Brady, who had just a brilliant game, gets that one as a mark against him, and he's just trying to make a team play there, and it's not like he made a bad throw.
No, he made a great throw. I mean, the funny part is you should be making that. Like, you could score a touchdown too. It's like you have to do that. Obviously, no one wants an interception, but if you have an opportunity to score, I mean, you're going to throw this ball. And is Tracy down there? Is this downwind?
It is downwind.
Earlier.
It is downwind.
Tracy, you there?
Yes, I am here. And right now, the wind is basically coming from the southeast, basically to the northwest. That's kind of how the wind is coming.
Tracy, I don't know which way. Is that behind the Browns?
They're going to get the benefit of some wind here.
Perfect. I got my compass out. Now I got you. Got to get the ball out.
Get it out quickly. Look at this. 2 blockers out in front. Landry cutting across the field. Back. They go to Mayfield. Mayfield laterals to Hunt, who tries to get rid of it at the end. Swallowed up at the 11-yard line. You remember we saw that play years ago in Dallas.
You're exactly right, at the end of the half.
Yeah, at the end of the half.
And that was scary. I thought he had a chance here. And this is great coaching, right?
Look at Mayfield.
They know what they're doing. This is a design play that you practice every Friday before you go, the last play.
Perfect lateral, by the way. And then
this is where, as a coach, you're like, go down, though, because a fumble could score the other way,
Wow.
Good offenses, you start to realize very quickly every single third down matters more than a normal game. I mean, it sounds silly, but you've got to do a good job to never give the other team the ball, and you've got to go down and score, and you've got to be a little bit more aggressive on 3rd and 4th down.
McLaughlin gets another touchback. And let's throw it down to Tracy.
Jim, this is exactly what the Cleveland Browns wanted, to be able to play with a lead. Kevin Stefanski extremely pleased with how they move the ball in the air and on the ground. And he told me they need to keep it up, though, because he expects and he knows that Kansas City is going to try and come back in this game. They need to put the pedal to the metal and play 30 minutes of Browns football and come away with a win.
All right, Tracy, his 3 rush touchdowns by his team in the first half. That's the first time the Browns have done that since 2010. And now Mahomes on the first snap of the 3rd quarter gives it to Edwards-Helaire. And quickly on him are the likes of Malik McDowell, who's looked very good here in his first action.
Well, he's earned the right to play. That's the way you describe it, right? You don't expect him to come in and start. But all of a sudden, he does such a good job in training camp. He does, day in, day out. He takes it serious, and he's really helped this football team today as well. You saw the run there, right? I think there's going to be a concerted effort with the softness of these safeties on the back end here to throw underneath and to hand the ball off.
Here's the handoff. 2nd straight rush by Edwards-Helaire, and he'll set up a 3rd and a short 3 for Kansas City, which punted once in the first half.
Yeah, Kansas City's so explosive, Jim, that you almost play pass defense every time on defense, right? Like you're lining up and you're like, no, we'll kind of adjust if they run it here. But you're trying to eliminate any big plays, and that's why I think you're going to see them start to run the ball a little bit.
down 4. The blue 80. Present.
Need to get to the 35, and they do it. As Hill able to win that battle with Ward that time. First down, Kansas City.
Whoever's open, whoever's one-on-one gets it. But they got to run the ball, Jim. Otherwise, teams are just going to continue to be deep.
Here they go on the ground again. And Edwards-Helaire for about 4. The previous play, the throw to Hill, put Tyreek over 100 yards receiving for the game.
And that's right. 3 out of the first 4 runs. Good adjustment right now by Kansas City. And goes back to our patience comment to start the game.
And what are they setting up?
They're setting up a home run ball. Because as soon as these safeties start to get down, the problem is, are they going to stay like can they stay patient on Cleveland? If they can, stay back there. Even if you come down, you still stay pretty deep.
Toss across the middle. And that's right for another first down. As Hardman with the catch, Johnson on the tackle.
And you see this incredible arm angle stuff that isn't normal for humans. Only Jim Nance and Patrick Mahomes have the ability to do that.
And you're telling me earlier today might be Zach Wilson too, though, huh?
Oh yeah, he's going to be really good. Now their team is not something that you're going to write home about. That's a
but you see
work
that
in progress. Oh my gosh, he's going to be amazing in 2 years, 3 years. I mean, this year they're going to struggle, and he's going to look average and everything. But I can see the stuff that he already has, and the ceiling is very high.
That pass incomplete, thrown into a whole group of bodies, and it generates a flag.
You can't take your time when it's a run-pass option because your O-linemen get downfield, so most likely
that's what it's going to be.
It's going to be that.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense. Penalties decline. Result of the play. Second down.
Hardman, a couple of plays again, get targeted. With his second catch of the game, he steps up as a starter. 2nd and 10. There's Kelce getting hold of it. And picking up a first down at the 38. Coming off his record-setting year, Tony. Most yards receiving ever by a tight end in the history of the game.
Well, and he was 2nd in the league, right? I mean, this is crazy. I mean, 2nd most receptions, but this is what I have to do. I mean, if you just look at this, how boring is this drive, right?
It's not like the first half.
No, it's just boring.
But it's working.
But it's exactly what you're supposed to do. They want to play soft, just throw it underneath and just run the ball. As long as these guys stay back here and aren't running downhill, you're going to throw it underneath. There's less guys covering, and you're going to run the ball.
In traffic. That one behind Kelce. We were talking about that season he had a year ago. 105 catches, 1,416 yards, and going into the last week of the season, that's not 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. That's first ever for a tight end. And he had all the way to the end a race with Stephon Diggs of the Bills to see who would lead the league in passing in receiving yards. Finished 2nd.
He's a special talent, and I can tell you right now that, once again, fantasy, he goes very early in that draft that you may or may not have had.
2nd and 10 as Edwards-Helaire is down about 3. That'll set up 3rd down, which the Chiefs so far 4 out of 6. Of course, Kelce is a Cleveland area guy. He went to Cleveland Heights High School, where he played a little quarterback. You saw him this summer in a celebrity golf tournament that you won a time or two out in Tahoe, and he's taking up that game with relish now.
Yeah, he is. He either hits it 400 yards on the green or 400 yards in someone's backyard, but it's impressive. Now we're going to find out. Some of this time, they're going to stay soft, right? You see their defense? They pressure now.
3rd and 7, stepping away. Mahomes from the traffic and able to step out for a first down. Got it by a yard. Knew where he had to go to the 28.
So here's what we're gotten. Everyone looks soft, same as every other play. But what we're about to get to is this. On 3rd down, you're going to send somebody, and here he comes. The problem with that is from that kind of distance away, Patrick Mahomes, he swallows that up and eats it for lunch. I mean, you got to put people on the line of scrimmage and mug the linebackers. That's your best bet. The problem is Cleveland's done a good job today, and they don't really want to be too aggressive yet.
First down from the 28. The first down carry it is. Edwards-Helaire finds a little seam and picks up another first down before MJ Stewart ends it. They're actually going to spot him. It looks like about a half-yard short.
Just a great job by the right side of the line. Edwards-Helaire stays patient, stays low.
It's a very dangerous spot for this Browns defense. Second and a foot.
Yeah, watch the play action.
There's the pass to Hill at the 11, and he's dragged back by Johnson. But that's another first down for Kansas City, marching down the field to start the third quarter.
And watch him settle in the hole right here. Middle of the field, settle in the hole. Everyone's soft behind you. If I'm the Chiefs and you're the coaching staff, you're just like, keep doing it. Stay patient, because right now you're sitting there and you're getting antsy and you're like, we're only getting 4 or 5. Well, you're going up and down the field. And I mean, that's what Cleveland's done to Kansas City. And right now you're seeing the Chiefs do exactly what they're supposed to.
13th play of this drive. 6.5 minutes it's taken to start the quarter. First down from the 13. And there's Mahomes taking off again. And he gets hammered at about the 7. It's Malcolm Smith and John Johnson both collided with him. But Mahomes up quickly.
You'll see, once again, these guys going to be open over the middle, and he should have thrown it. Instead, he's going to take a hit he shouldn't be taking. And
remember,
just watch right here. Get ready to pause this. Go ahead and play it. We're going to find someone right here. And I know Mahomes, you get impatient, but right there, throw that ball to him. See him? He's wide open. Instead, you're going to be the one who goes up and takes the hit. That's where I think the development, right? He's so explosive and so good. He just needs to get the ball and throw it to those guys underneath sometimes.
Look at this formation.
Is it a trick play? I don't know.
You can't tell. Timeout, actually, because Kansas City may have fooled itself.
Ball start. Offense number 10.
It wasn't
5-yard
timeout.
penalty. Still third down.
Yeah, well, Mahomes was trying to. He was signaling for one. He knew they were going to get flagged.
Yeah. I think did Mahomes jump off sides too? I mean, look at right here. Let's see. Kelsey's at quarterback. Let's see who moves.
He was a quarterback at Cleveland Heights High School.
Who moves? Oh, they both did. See, Mahomes and so that's the cadence. He's supposed to probably say, blue, go. Okay, now really go.
Not a formation.
Instead he went, blue, stay. Now really go. Something like that, right?
How many times have you seen anything look like that? 2nd and 8. Here's the timeout. So they rushed for 38 yards on this drive alone after only 14 yards on the ground in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this. The drive that started back at the 25 of Kansas City. 13 plays to this point. Have a 2nd and 8 coming up on the Cleveland 11. Mahomes getting hit pretty hard before. Remember, he was out of that game in the second half last year. He injured a foot, but he was out because he was in concussion protocol for the rest of that game.
Right here is going to be the spot. Somebody over this middle of the ball right here.
It's Kelsey. Kelsey reaches for the touchdown.
Well, they had no chance. That's incorrect. Defensively, Tyreek Hill is going to be wide open where I circled, but instead, watch, the guy's too far inside. Smith, you got no chance. You can't leave a guy 5 yards, 10 yards and have that kind of room. And I know he's supposed to be inside, but he's supposed to really cut down that leverage, and that's a touchdown. But if he does go guard him, Tyreek Hill scores where I circled anyway, and Kelsey undefendable. But they're starting to get to the right plays underneath, right, Jim, where it's like, let everyone be deep.
Well, that was an impressive drive. It was the same way Cleveland opened up the game, taking up half the first quarter and scoring a touchdown, actually adding a 2 in their case. Now Butker. You ready for this? Last year's final, or last season's final, January 17th. What do you think of that touchdown drive just did to Cleveland? Sitting out that long. The offense hasn't been on the field now in 35 real-time minutes.
I think it's pretty similar to what happened in the first half out of Cleveland when they went down and did the same thing. It makes it difficult when you're on the opposing team when the other team goes 7 or 8 minutes, because all of a sudden you feel antsy. And this game is about patience right now. Patience from the quarterback, from the play caller.
So onto the field comes Baker. 13 of 17 in that first half.
Right there, though, that's because they marry the run game and the play-action game. They look the exact same, but now they got to do it again.
They're going to the ground to start it with Chubb slipping through a tackle and getting out to about the 31, pick up a 6. That's now for Chubb, 7 carries, 41 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Crowd starts getting into it. Let's hand the ball off, make the game simple, throw it into Jabbar. And if they can go ahead and do that the rest of this game and go score 2 more touchdowns, you know, and just do what Kansas City just did to them, then there's not going to be a whole lot of places they can't go into and run the football.
Second and 4. It's Chubb again. Same side, and another big gain as he again is able to break tackles. He slips through so many tackles and got help by Teller and Hubbard and picks up 17.
And just a great job, because when you get in gun, people think pass, and this is exactly what happened. Third quarter in the divisional game, they started getting into the gun runs. In other words, getting shotgun, hand the ball off, and look at everyone pancaked. I mean, this offensive line is doing a number. And Chubb is obviously a fantastic back who doesn't even need that kind of space, but this is getting tough on the Chiefs, I'll tell you. They're going to need someone to make a big play or tip ball or something.
It's Chubb again. And again, what looks like it. Oh, ball's on the ground, Tony. It's recovered by the Chiefs. Was that fast enough for you?
Well, we talked about it. They're just, you got to get off the field. Everyone's going to be getting tired, everything.
EHA at Arrowhead after the Chubb fumble recovered by Ben Neiman. And this is the best starting position for either team in this game. Kansas City on the takeaway at its own 47. Edwards-Helaire trying to dance around some traffic. And he's going to get credited with 2 Tuesdays this fall from executive. This Cleveland defense with 6 new starters from a year ago. 2nd and 9. Look at that little sidearm throw to Hardman. Steps out near the first. Taking a mark, I believe about a yard shy.
Watch how he throws under him right here.
Under Malik Jackson.
It's like he literally is throwing a little dart just on the side and be like, where are you? Come on, get out of the way. Got to put it over here. This shouldn't have been that hard.
Tracy, down to you.
Well, Malik Jackson actually wasn't in on the end of that last defensive drive. He was having a hard time, nauseous, head down. It's been very hot all game, about 93 degrees, and now safety John Johnson in the locker room with cramping. You can assume he's getting an IV. They're hoping to get him back out here soon.
Here's a 3rd and 1, and second effort off the direct snap picks up the first down.
Well, that was
Bell.
Blake Bell came in and took the quarterback because they don't want Patrick Mahomes taking a hit. So, hey, you come in here and take a quarterback sneak. Blake, come in, risk your body, because Patrick Mahomes makes $1 billion, and we don't want him to risk it.
Actually, just $500 million, but he's counting, you know.
Blake Bell actually started.
Spins the same.
He was a quarterback. He started in college at quarterback before he switched.
Back up time.
He knows how to take a snap.
1st and 10. And again, up the middle to go, Edwards-Helaire. And with John Johnson out, Tracy pointing that out, you already, of course, lost Ronnie Harrison early in the game, ejected from the game, thrown a punch at the Kansas City assistant on the sideline. And here's Johnson running back out. But, hey, this is a time for Mahomes to exploit that, you would think.
Well, it's hard to if they're playing soft and deep. And, yes, you're right. But they're exploiting, and this is why I always tell people, the system and the design of what their philosophy is almost more important than a specific player sometimes. Now, Johnson is special. But if those safeties are deep, you got to throw it underneath the hand underneath. If they're closer, throw it deeper.
2nd and 4. Another sidearm swing. And that's Bell, who rushed for the first down a moment ago, getting a catch, but only 1 yard. Tripped up quickly by Ward. And another 3rd down coming up for the Chiefs, who've been superb on 3rd down in this game, 6 out of 8.
Well, and this was even a no-look one to make sure. I mean, that's way harder than he makes it look right there. But I'm impressed. Impressed by the patience of Andy Reid and the patience of Patrick Mahomes.
3rd and 3. To the 32 for a first. Out of the backfield, they're going to throw it. Edwards-Helaire, Walker giving chase, shoves him out at the 20. First down, Kansas City.
Well, this right here is a design play. They've been waiting for it all game. Last year in the Super Bowl, and some teams had some success. Mugged the linebacker up. So they said, fine, when he mugs up, you just run. Oh, you can't get there. You can't mug up and guard him, can you? Great adjustment by Andy Reid. I think he knew that was coming after the little of the success from the Super Bowl where they mugged him up and bailed him out.
Look back at the 10-yard line. 43, John Johnson. We just saw him come back from the locker room. He's in on this play. 1st and 10. About the 16 is Darrell Williams, who was the leading rusher for the Chiefs against the Browns back in January. By the way, Inside the NFL is now streaming. The hardest-hitting team of analysts in football provide expert insight and exclusive commentary you won't find anywhere else. Stream new episodes Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time exclusively on Paramount Plus. Inside the NFL. 2nd and 6. Myles Garrett is out for the snap.
So you're saying you want to throw it, and you want to throw it to Kelsey?
He's not going to have a chance to throw it as he is decked back at the 20 by Joe Jackson.
Well, this ball should have gone to Kelsey. Now watch, Kelsey kind of hurts his quarterback. He has an option route. Go up and break out. Oh, no, he broke in. The defender's there, and he knows it. Oh, and Patrick's like, I'm going to throw it to you. Break out. Oh, no, he did the wrong thing. And that's so rare that those two aren't on the same page, and really it's Kelsey's fault there, and he knows it.
First sack of the game for Cleveland. Sets up a 3rd and 10. Chiefs are 4 for 4 on 3rd down on this drive, or in this quarter.
Ball start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So the rookie Trey Smith, what do you make out of these first-timers in NFL action? The Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith and Lucas Niang on that right side, center and right.
And there's Niang. Here's the guys. They're going to get in here and bail out. Well, that creates disruption. So go ahead and play it. Well, that's the young guys, like you said. Guess what we said for Cleveland? Create miscommunication out of them. That was a key to the game. And you do that by bringing these linebackers up, and you have them standing over the ball right there.
Like they did right here, 3rd and 15. Mahomes on the run to the end zone, incomplete. Oh, he had DeMarcus Robinson. He was open.
He was, and if you watch, it's a great job chipping. Mahomes moves up in the pocket, and this was an easy touchdown. The problem is Mahomes wanted Robinson just to come back and flatten that. He's like, if you keep going to the back of the end zone, I have to throw it higher over the guy, or if you flatten it, I can throw it hard.
43-yard attempt coming up for Butker. Made one in the first half from 28. And this one true again. We're back with just a half minute to go, 3rd quarter. Chiefs have put up 10 in this quarter to take a 22-10 halftime deficit, trim it to a 22-20 score. Browns have only run 3 plays in this quarter. And they'll start the drive from the 25. Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, the SEC. And they're going to stay with Chubb in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, you got to trust him. It's not, I mean, he's going to fumble at some point, right? It happened. That's a big one, but they were moving the ball. We're going to find out right now. Kansas City's a little too soft for my liking.
Pass on the money for the first down to Landry, and a pickup of 11.
Great play call, and they were kind of prepared for it a little bit by the shot, but guys are deep, throw it underneath. I just came up with that. Guys are deep, throw it underneath. Neat.
Should trademark it.
That's not that important.
Let's see. That's going to do it for the quarter. Kansas City's quarter. And we've got a good one. We're back, full house at Arrowhead. So great to have the fans back, Tony. You sit back, and how many times have we thought about what it was like last year? There were 17 to 20,000 here for the divisional game. They were so loud, the Browns would tell you that it felt like it was full in.
You're not kidding, but part of the Mayfield magic, why it's actually magical, is because this, the stands. I mean, this many people to come in on the road here. It's a very impressive football game he's just played up to this point, Jim. But like all games, they're really just getting started right now.
As we start the fourth, handoff to Chubb, who averaged, this almost doesn't even sound real, 10 yards a carry when Butch Davis was the coach. Stefanski trying to take another thing off the whole ledger of things they hadn't done since. Last year they knocked down so many of those barriers. Here's a 2nd and 8. Out of the backfield over to Landry. And Landry laying him sky. My goodness.
It's a great design play. Makes it just like a running play. Throw it to the side, and Landry gets out, and then he goes, I'm Michael Jordan.
Over Thornhill.
Maybe. Pretty close. Jordan got a little higher, but that was pretty good.
Brilliant.
What an unsung hero right there.
Oh my gosh, changed the culture really. Got traded from Miami when this team had been 1-31 when he joined the franchise, and he wasn't going to have any part of that.
Nope. He does a lot of the dirty work that people don't see: running, blocking, and just doing a lot of the little stuff.
And first down, it's Chubb. And he's down to about the 47 of Kansas City. Pickup of 6. By the way, the last time they won a Week 1 opener on the road was actually 1994. And Bill Belichick was the coach of Cleveland. Won at Cincinnati.
You're keeping that one away.
All that can come tumbling down. They can put that one aside, not have to hear about it anymore.
Records were made to stand, Jim.
You're right.
Isn't that the saying?
That is the saying, isn't it? 2nd and 4 from the 47. Njoku pass perfect by Mayfield, and he beat Snead on that play for another big gain.
Look at this fake right there, and then Njoku comes all the way across the field and a dime. Snead doesn't have a chance. Look at this throw. Baker in such a good rhythm today.
I was going to say, the accuracy today, Tony.
It's as good as I've ever seen it. And he's always throwing good balls, right? But he's so comfortable. He knows this offense. Year 2, there's a big leap there. He's showing it. He showed the leap as a quarterback always should in year 2 or 3. He showed it last year. This one, this is as impressive. I mean, as far as like really high level, Jim, for knowledge of the game, ability to throw the ball, pick the right spots. I mean,
here's first down to Chubb. Hit at the line of scrimmage and breaks it. Down to about the 9. He got away from Snead. Now that last pass play was the 4th completion for Baker in this game that's been for over 30 yards. He's at 281 total, 16 to 20. Look at this again, early contact.
Well, Snead did a good job of getting there, but this guy's as good as anybody in the league, right? Yards after contact, nobody's better. He's easily
4.1 yards he averaged last year after first contact. How do you do that?
Well, I'm the only one who can do that, but that's against my kids, and so I can usually pull them along for a few yards.
Yeah, you're like 4.2.
Jonesy gets in there, but struggle.
2nd and 3. Go with Chubb, still on his feet. To about the 5, it'll be, we'll call it the 4, 1st and goal.
Big point of emphasis in the offseason for Kansas City, right? The red zone. They were not good last year. So far in this game, they've been average, and here we go, getting back up on the line. I love it. They're going to run.
Change the tempo.
Chubb doesn't know. Hey, it's a run to the right. Come on, get up here and go.
Here it is. Chubb stacked up at about the 2. Cut it back to the middle. It'll be 2nd and goal. Chubb coming out, Hunt coming in.
You know, I can only think about some friends who.
Let's see.
What running back gets to score the touchdown in their fantasy? Right?
Well, Hunt, remember, flew across the Kansas City defense from the 1 for the 2-point conversion early in this game.
Well, here we go. You get one motion. Now all of a sudden you get ready. You got to call the play, send another motion.
They go with Hunt. Trying to find a seam, and he plows across. Touchdown, Cleveland.
What a play. Jimmy Haslam feels it right there. That right there puts him in a great position to possibly win on the road at Kansas City, something no one thought was really possible except for Cleveland. And just look at the left guard center. Bitonio does as good a job as anybody when he pulls 75 right there. Hunt does the rest. They're tired on that side. That's where those drives early, Jim, they wear you down.
Yep, they did. And they brought in the fresh legs of Kareem Hunt. His first play of the second half goes for a touchdown. Now this is a very large extra point to make it a 2-score game. McLaughlin. Oh, grazes it and still goes through. Wow. The Browns with 4 rush touchdowns by 3 different players, 2 by Chubb, 1 by Landry, now 1 by Kareem Hunt, and now leading by 9 with 10:24 to go. McLaughlin, a lot into that one. And that's time he throws it. That's another one. Most in 50 games, and he's only at 47 games. Passing yards. He's being chased as he heaves it down the bend. The man is there. It's Hill, able to get away from John Johnson, who was in the locker room to start the quarter. And he crosses the goal line for a 1-play strike from 75 yards.
As soon as Cleveland took that 9-point lead, you feel comfortable. You feel like you got a 90-win percentage or whatever the probabilities are. But guess what? Not when Patrick Mahomes is on the field, not when he's on the other sideline. He comes right out, answers back, and a throw that almost nobody in the world can make or even want to attempt.
Johnson's lost. Hill's there waiting for it, turns around, and forget about it.
We just talked about him on the inside position. The same thing there. Empty formation. He's on the inside. And a throw that only really a handful of people ever could make, and Patrick Mahomes does it.
How is Johnson the only player back for that?
Well, what happened is everyone was covered, right? He was helping somebody else. The other person's not going to run 50 yards down the field, so he passes him off to the safety.
Extra point makes it 29-27. Patrick Mahomes, and he is on overdrive right now as he has sparked this 70,000 plus fan base. A 1-play touchdown heave that covers 75 yards. We got 10-10 to go in a 2-point game. How about some of the early?
Yeah, Jets is a tough place. Sam looks a little better somewhere. It's just they're going to turn it around there, but
watch out, Chris Jones swallows up Baker Mayfield, beat up on the right tackle.
Game gets close. Guess what? Chris Jones comes up with a big play. He gets off the ball fast. He's playing more defensive end, Jim. Remember, he plays defensive tackle. He plays inside. And he's wanted to play outside more and more, and they're doing it, getting him more matchups one-on-one.
Got it that time. Got him outside that time. His second sack of the game.
Football's back, Jim, right here. You can feel it now,
Such a
right?
difference.
Fourth quarter, Kansas City down 2. They need the ball back. What's Baker Mayfield going to do?
Is that real crowd sound, or is that pumped in? What is it? As they complete it over to Kareem Hunt. Yeah, we could actually get this in our headset last year, weirdly enough.
You're right.
But we would be looking out at nothing but empty seats.
We could feel this, and this is so huge.
So great.
This is what makes it fun for us and everyone at home and everyone in here.
So they complete the pass to Hunt, but it's 3rd and 13.
Let's take a look at the crowd, Jim. Listen to these guys. Let's see the crowd.
All kinds of time for Mayfield. He's going to go to midfield and had a man there in Njoku. But 3 and out for Cleveland for the first time all day.
And really, you got to give credit to Kansas City and their defense matching up man-to-man, a lot of hands-on at the line of scrimmage, but this place was rocking, and Baker Mayfield just throws it a little low. It's a safe throw you're trying to make. You can't throw it accidentally off. Had a lot of time, though, but what a stop, right? How many punts today have we seen, Jim?
This is the second one and the first one for Cleveland. Gillen to the dangerous McCole Hardman. Hardman, who had a punt return for a touchdown last year. Watch out. Gillen didn't get a handle on it. And they've got him back at the 15-yard line.
You're telling me crowd noise doesn't make a difference? As that ball comes in, snap is perfect, and really, Gillen just drops it. And right there, that is literally the first time he's taken a punt today, right?
That's it.
First time today.
He's been in on holds on the placements. That's the first time the entire game he had been asked to punt. And he just had a lapse of concentration, and the Chiefs are taking over at the 15, just like that.
Well, you wait 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it is, right? I mean, he hasn't done it, and then it's been a year, and then you get out there, and now the crowd is going crazy. You're on the road to Arrowhead, which means it's been even longer. It's been years since you've actually had this, and now you're supposed to do it. And Kansas City with a gift.
Edwards-Helaire getting outside and down to about the 8 before Mack Wilson wraps him up.
Can you believe they ran that football? You always feel like Kansas City's just about to throw a touchdown after something electric like that happens in their stadium. It's
think of what happened.
Patience.
75-yard touchdown. Sack on the first play after that when Cleveland takes the ball back. Then the botched punt. Botched handling of the punt by Gillen, and now the Chiefs trying to take the lead from the 8-yard line. They've not led in this game.
Oh, we got zone coverage. If you want to, you just step up and hand it off.
Gonna give it to Edwards-Helaire, no gain. They actually have this crazy streak, Kansas City, where they have led in, I believe it's 62 straight games. They've held the lead at some point.
Mahomes has never not had the lead in the game, right?
Including even
it's got to be close to that, right?
So now here you are, even though you got the field goal, chippy field goal, if you fail to convert here, with 7 and 15 seconds to go.
Well, you got to make sure you take out Kelsey, and you got to take out Tyreek Hill on this play for Cleveland.
Quick throw, Kelsey not stopping him, finds the end zone for the lead and the touchdown.
And what a play. What a call. The emotion, because Kelsey's covered. You got 2 guys on each. They're going to double team Kelsey. We just talked about it, double team Hill, but when the motion happens, 56 is late to get over there, and Smith doesn't recognize. That's where motion helps teams in the National Football League. When the motion happens, someone else has to communicate on defense. And nobody uses motion better than Andy Reid.
Kelsey's won that matchup against Malcolm Smith all game. They're going to go for 2 here. 2 touchdowns in 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
All right, heads up for Tyreek. He's over here, coming across the field.
Mahomes backpedaling to 16. Incomplete, broken up by John Johnson.
What a great job by John Johnson. He's made a couple of big-time plays in this game.
There's a lot more still to come, though. You know that. Might have been a flag on that. Kansas City still kind of, now he's...
Well, there's holding on Cleveland. When that started, I was like, they didn't let Hardman get off the line of scrimmage. Or Robinson, I should say.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 52. Penalties decline. The try is no good.
And Travis Kelce is not excited, Jim.
Patrick Mahomes' last 2 pass attempts have both gone for touchdowns. He's thrown for 3 in the game, also has run for 1. Kansas City's come back from a large deficit, down 12 at halftime, and now leads it 33-29. It's made yet another record, Tony. We said it happens virtually every other play from scrimmage, it seems.
He's the one guy who, like you said, he's always going to get a lead, right? He's that good.
Team games. Cleveland will be hosting Houston. Kansas City will be Sunday night next week at Baltimore with Alvin Chris.
This is, yeah, it's a penalty though, Jim. It's coming back, so you got to wait. So you see you're going to basically have a formation where you set up and you say, okay, motion, and you got to wait for him to get set.
Shift. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's just you get antsy, right? And this is on the road. The crowd is going crazy as a quarterback. You're like, okay, shift, get off, motion across. You got to let him get set. He's getting on the line of scrimmage. The receiver's coming off. Get off. Oh, that's too much movement. You got to be set.
First and 15. He's got Landry for about 9. Hitchens on him quickly.
It's a big time throw right here. You're backed up. You're feeling the weight of it. You've played awesome the entire game. Baker's played just really like perfect type of football almost, and he's in a position now to put his team on his back, just like Patrick just did on the other end. You're the #1 pick. You've really evolved. You're in year 4. You're on the road against a perennial power. Can you do it and bring your team a victory to start the year?
It would be huge in so many ways. 2nd and 6. As Chubb looks for something, nothing is there. He loses 1. Nick Bolton, the rookie, comes up and makes the play, and 3rd down's coming up.
Well, Jones gets in front. You see 95, he forces the ball back outside. And as he forces it back outside, everyone else is there to make the play. This place is on fire. 3rd and 6.
Making up for lost time, making up for the lost season.
It just feels like you can't ever give a ball back to Mahomes, can you?
3rd and 6. The pass, incomplete. Schwartz was the target. Thornhill broke it up.
It's really an outstanding decision. Throw. The ball's up, but 22 with perfect form. What a job by Thornhill going up and putting his hand right between, which is what you're taught. When their hands go up, put yours in between. Possibly making the difference for a win.
Hardman late to get on the field, couldn't find his helmet. Now he trots to the middle of the field, he's going to field it. Backpedals to the 20.
That means he's going to score now, probably, right?
He had about 10 guys on the team trying to help him locate it. And he's out of bounds. Kansas City trying to win on week 1 for the 7th straight year. They were tied with Green Bay for the most consecutive wins on the opener with 6 coming in. Packers got demolished today by the Saints.
Jim, watch out. This is the play. Most teams just come up and do something simple.
Look at him shifting.
But I weirdly think you're going to see something here where it's going to be a run right up the middle.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Man, you had me so fired up. Gain of 3, though.
Tell me about
Give me
Mahomes.
that.
If he throws a pick here, I know he's blaming you the rest of his life.
I'm going to have some of the.
I mean, this is. He's not going.
It can't happen.
Go, go.
You never know.
This ball's going right inside.
2nd and 6. It's over to Edwards-Helaire. And he's tackled down by Newsome. It'll be 3rd and about 2.
It's a great decision. He can throw the ball really quickly inside and really quickly outside, and that's their smoke route. You know, some of the stuff Patrick Mahomes is doing today, you know, because he's so good, right? I mean, we just showed the stat that's like unheard of type stuff. But he's shown patience today, and he's talked about it a little bit where when teams play this soft coverage and they're back there, like Woods has done a great job, masterful really for Cleveland. But the problem is Mahomes is still playing a perfect game today.
Still got a big 3rd and 2. Keep Cleveland off the field. He's going to sling it right to Hill for the first down at the 50.
But that's where he literally just changes the game, right? Mahomes helps the left tackle. Watch. Garrett's over there. He's got one-on-one. He's going to win. Mahomes just moves the pocket and throws a little ball. I mean, his ability to throw it underneath today has been exceptional. Something that I think young quarterbacks with his ability struggle with, right? Just take what they give you. He does that, does it. Oh, now I'm going to throw this incredible hero ball 80 yards and score a touchdown.
Cleveland just called a timeout, Tony.
That's the right call.
And
it's a little early. I mean, they could be doing that.
Anthony Walker's injured as well.
No, yeah, that's where they should. They need to take timeouts right now, Jim. I mean, this is the game. A couple of first downs here, the ball game's over. And that's why I said that last 3rd down by Baker Mayfield was such a huge play, because people don't realize when you go against great quarterbacks, the game gets shortened very fast late in the game. They can keep the ball over and over and over again, and you're like, whoa, what happened? I didn't realize that 9 minutes, at 6 minutes, at 7, I'd never touch the ball again.
Well, after Cleveland went in on the Hunt touchdown at 29-20, things changed so quick on the 75-yard pass to Hill, then a 3-play series with a fumble on the snap to the punter, then another short series the next time. They've just been completely befuddled since then. First down run for no gain, and another timeout, second used by the Browns.
That was probably the biggest play that everyone will remember. The sneaky next one, though. Remember when the Browns, the fumble? They were
Chubb's
driving,
fumble.
Chubb's fumble, and they were
3rd quarter.
Yeah, and they were still ahead at that point. That was to go up probably 2 scores. You know, outside of 2 scores, I'm saying. You're all of a sudden up by 14, 15, 19, 12, 7. I just give myself every avenue of whatever it was. But whatever it was, it felt big. And that was the start. That was the start of the momentum, though. Then this crowd, that right there got the crowd back in.
I thought they got it back on that beautiful drive they had that resulted in the Hunt touchdown. But that was the one where Chubb did a lot of the work to get him down the field. And again, they were up 29-20. That was early in this quarter, but everything's changed since then. Everything. After that next play from scrimmage, after the touchback. And Cleveland's done nothing offensively since the 2 series. There's the throw out of reach for Hill. Ward on the coverage. And it's 3rd and 10.
Well, this is the difference. This year, no one's going to go one-on-one, right? You're not going to go ahead and blitz Mahomes. You have to here. But that's one-on-one. Tyreek Hill against Ward. You know how risky that is? But guess what? If you have a guy you trust, you don't do it the whole game, right? That was an unbelievably aggressive play call that you had to do here, and it stops the clock. Now you got 3rd and 10. Cleveland's in this game right now.
No question. No question.
A completion there for a first down. All of a sudden it looks, what do? Do you play soft? They're a little soft for my liking here.
Pressure. They got him back at the 40-yard line. Myles Garrett from one side, Jadeveon Clowney from the other, and the Browns defense steps up when it had to here with 3.5 to go.
And this right here is Myles Garrett meet at the quarterback, Clowney on the other side, but I think Mahomes got too deep. Watch, step up, step up. He always does, but sometimes on 3rd and 10, this right here is a defense that knows he likes to take deep drops on 3rd and long. So you take an angle and you go deep at 10, 12 yards, where normally he's at that 8-yard mark. Good job tendency-wise.
Those 2 former #1 overall draft picks collide right on Mahomes, sandwich him. And here's Townsend with the kick to Felton. Felton fields it, 14-yard line. Sidestep, no, he is taken down. Lamons again on the tackle. And now the Browns' other former #1 overall pick, Baker Mayfield, has a chance. Got the football back. Down by 4 with 2:49 to go. I should welcome the audience that just saw Miami win up in Foxborough today. We have had a thriller here at Arrowhead.
Do you remember all those years New England was the litmus test? If you beat them, all of a sudden you were somebody. Well, Cleveland, they have an opportunity to do that today.
It's Kansas City today is what you're saying.
That's exactly right. They're the new Patriots, right?
Yep. They start the drive with Hunt. Hunt trying to gallop, trying to go, and runs recklessly. And he's out across the 20 to the 23. They got the one timeout. They burned two, which came at the right time. The defense making the stop on two rush plays, then a sack to get the ball back. Hunt, catch. Tried to keep his balance, but Neiman's tackle was too sharp, and it's a pickup of 3, which will take us to the 2-minute warning.
It's really a good job by Baker to get the ball out. Very good scheme disguise.
Yes, it has been a fight. 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 for the Browns with 2 minutes to go.
He's changing the play, Jim. He sees one-on-one coverage. Take your chances.
What a catch. Peoples-Jones. He had Ward behind him, and Ward had a hand in there, but good job of holding on to it.
It's great defense, just really a perfect throw.
Yep.
Good body catch, and here we go.
Those two practiced in the offseason down in Austin, Mayfield and Peoples-Jones. Here's the throw to Hunt. Hunt taken off. Hunt slips through a tackle, and he's near midfield.
What a perfect play call. Come out, throw a one-on-one slant. Know that you're going to get this defensive line coming after you with everything they got. Let them come in, throw a screen pass. Now you're on the move, but they need a touchdown, Jim. This clock is going to run way faster than you think. People always think about the field goal. You got to get down there fast.
All kinds of bodies around him. He gets rid of it, and it's intercepted. To ice the game, Mike Hughes. They traded for Hughes in the offseason from Minnesota. Mayfield had all kinds of pressure around his feet. Didn't want to take the sack. Threw a dangerous pass. And Kansas City with the takeaway. The 3rd giveaway by Cleveland in the 2nd half.
He was trying to throw it away, Jim. So watch right here. His foot gets grabbed as he's trying to throw it away, and he can't get it there. And Hughes comes up with a huge interception to save the game. And who got there from behind to hit him? Sorensen gets on him, and that right there, Sorensen, the unsung hero that plays more when Matthews out.
Well, that replay of Baker has said it all, didn't it? He had an incredible game. Thrown for over 300 yards. The one he would love to have back. They were driving again. You know, that last year, they would have taken over at the 50 had they made the stop on a 4th down play in that playoff game. And everybody was like, what would they do from the 50? Down by 5, they might go win the game. Well, today they were right at the 50, down 4, and they give the football away. And Kansas City is going to win for the 7th consecutive year on opening day.
Puts them at 11-0 in September, Jim. I got these stats right here for you.
Mahomes, 11-0 now in the month. It's his largest career regular season comeback, coming back from 12 down to win it.
What an impressive. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, we almost expect that, right? But I mean, he played unbelievable today, and I thought he was so patient against a team who had a great plan coming in. Both teams played high-level football, and it comes down to someone making a big play. And really, the interception, that's not, Baker was trying to throw it over his head. He wasn't trying to make that throw and connect there. He's covered, he's seen it. But Sorensen getting his foot doesn't give him enough leverage to do it.
Tony, fantastic to be back with you and all the crew. Wonderful to have the fans back. It's going to be just an amazing season.